Hello and welcome to People on Dating. I'm your host, Willie Morales. And for those of you who haven't heard the show yet, this show is about topics on dating, what the ups and downs we've been through, what advice we could give to other people so they don't make the same mistakes that we did or we've done. And on today's show, I have Milagros, I have Lisset, I have Noelle, and hopefully if Rene, a gentleman, could get on. Right now his mic is a little off. And we expected one or two other guests. So today's topic is, how does a man feel when a woman approaches them? So, and that's, I think, a very interesting topic. And in fact, I'll let you ladies start first. Milagros, I'll start with you first.
How does a man feel when a woman approaches him? Well,
Yes.
I think that men could be initially very pleased, because who doesn't like to be considered as a possible, person of interest? But I think that a little bit too much aggression is a turnoff. I think men like to hunt. And if you take away the hunt, it's not such a good thing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I can hear you.
Okay. So I think men like to hunt. So you can't take away the hunt from them.
I think you do have to let a little leeway in where I don't mind. I as a guy that's maybe been approached a couple of times in his life, it is, you do take a step back and you go, hey, wait a minute, what's going on here? Because it's like you said, men are used to doing the hunting. But I don't think there's anything wrong. It depends how you approach. I mean, obviously, if it's aggressive, I know some guys that I know for years, they never liked aggressive women. But I think if there's a subtle approach, I think it definitely could work. Any of you ladies got an opinion, Lisset or Noelle?
Yes, I do have an opinion because this actually happened to me. Everybody knows I'm pretty friendly. So, my second husband, I was the one that approached him at a club. He was there on a date. He was there with a male friend, and my girlfriend at the time was kind of interested in his friend. So they went off and danced, and I came up to him and said, just started a conversation. So it wasn't until years later that he told me that and it's a Cuban phrase. He said, "Mira que tú eras hecha pa'lante," which I guess, Noelle, maybe you can help me translate that. It kind of means, very forward, very,
Eres cojonúa.
He must have liked it at the time, because we ended up getting married. The marriage didn't work, but regardless, it wasn't an issue at the beginning, but it became an issue towards the end. But to go back to your point, Willie, I think Latino men they're the male alpha. They want to be the male alpha. They want to be the ones in charge. They don't, they feel intimidated by a woman being the one that makes their first move. Right.
No, that's a good point. I think some guys do feel that way. Like I said, for me, and I'm not speaking for any other guy, it could be, someone like, whoa, wait a minute. Again, like I said before, whoa, what's going on here? Is she after something? Because, there might be an ulterior motive, and the guy might think, oh man, she might be after something, or, is she really that attracted to me? What she's after? What does she want? So I think, again, like I mentioned before, there could be a subtle way to approach someone that a man won't be intimidated or be upset or be taken aback and say, wait a minute, what's going on here? Right. And we are joined by Lucy. Lucy, let's see if Lucy can get on. And yep, there's Lucy. Hold on, let's see if she gets on. I got Rene here. There's Lucy. How are you, Lucy?
Hola. Sorry, I have to like cut and paste and get it into my laptop, and then, oh my God.
No, well, Lucy, we just started the conversation about how does a man feel when a woman approaches them. So I was just speaking that I think there's subtle ways that a woman can approach a man without feeling any type of intimidation or taken aback by, like, you know, is there something that she wants? Is there something that she's after? You know, because most men are not used to that. And I think, again, like I keep on saying, I'm pretty sure there's subtle ways that a woman can approach a man without being the man feeling, I won't say intimidated, but taken aback, like, hey, what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
No, what do you think?
I don't know. I think within our age range, and I think with Latin men, the same thing, exactly what Lisette said. You know, they and what Millie said, they want the hunt. So, but you know, and I've been told by many a men that it's very difficult to approach women, that it's like you actually sweat, you know, and I can see that. Because
we think too much. We think too much. Like, oh, should we do it? Does she have a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Oh, she might not like us. Is
Yeah.
she in a good mood? There's like 10 things on a checklist that I'm pretty sure 9 out of the 10 doesn't even matter. You know what I mean?
Yes,
But on
agree.
the other side, for a woman, and you're interested in the guy, and you could see he's looking at you. I have never done it because I'm chicken shit, not for any other reason. And it's funny because we went out once, all of us, as a matter of fact. Juan, I think Millie was there, Lisette, and there was a really good-looking guy at the bar. And Lisette and I were like, yo. And Lisette went to him, and she just went up to him, and I will never forget. She goes, wow, you're drinking a rosé. I would have never thought that. And he's like, why? What did you think I'd be drinking? She's like, I don't know, like a hard whiskey. And they talked at the bar for a while. And I was like bowing down to her, like, wow, she did it so seamlessly. And I couldn't do that. I've seen good looking men at the bar and I'm like, you know, I don't have the guts to do it. And the guy appreciated it and they were talking for a bit, but it is, I would think, you know, because like I said, more than one man has told me, numerous men, it's very difficult to approach the woman because you don't know what you're going to get back type of, you know, if she's going to reciprocate, you know, give your number, want to talk to you. But sometimes you're attracted to the guy and you're like, no, it's your pedal for this guy to come along, you know.
Yeah, sometimes do you make the move? First of all, I want to thank. I'm sorry, I want to thank Rene for joining us. He's another male perspective. Rene, how are you?
Well, now we can.
I cannot.
Video.
We can see you,
audio?
but we can't hear you. Poor Rene. But anyway, I think Noelle, what you said, it makes perfect sense because again, we don't know what to expect. Like I said, 9 out of 10 times we put ourselves into a situation where we psych ourselves out. Most men, I know I do, where, oh, you know, can I approach her? Will she be upset? Is she with her friends? Is she, like I said, we come up with a 10-point checklist and I say 9 of it doesn't even matter because we're psyching ourselves out, just like I'm pretty sure some women will when approaching the men, except like your Lisette. Lisette is, you know, a bulldog.
And mind you, I was just conversing with that guy. I had absolutely no interest, but that's how I am. I'm friendly. I'll go up to people. I talk to people in elevators.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to contradict you on that one. The guy was smoking and you and I were both like, no, se hombre tanteo. So I'm sorry. It was well before Rene ever entered
break the ice for you.
Rene, can you hear at all? But no. So check your mic again. Oh, it's too bad that we can't get Rene's opinion on this. But
So
Lucy,
I have an opinion.
Yeah, please. I was going to ask you.
I mean, I've approached some guys, and as I get older, I get like scared to approach guys, and But I also see that when I feel like, oh, wow, like Noelle described, you know, like there was something more at stake for Noelle than there was for Lisset with this person, maybe, that you get a lot more intimidated. Sometimes you can approach someone that is not the quote unquote hot guy that you like, but seems friendly, and you can have that open, friendly conversation that may lead into great conversation. But when it's like a really hot guy that you like, then it's just, you know, it sweaty palms, and it just, the adrenaline grows a little bit more. So there's a lot more at stake. And I think that's for both men and women.
Yeah. Well, Renee made a comment, so let me read Renee's comment, and which is true in a way. Renee's like 99% true. If she's good looking, we like it. If she's not, well. But I think that's the same thing for you women. If a guy is not attractive to you girls, you might just say, oh boy, you know, okay, I'll talk to him for 5 minutes, and then, you know, oh, my friends are over there, I gotta go.
And then I'll lose. Right.
So anyway, for those of you that just tuned in, welcome to People on Dating. I have Milagros, Lisset, Rene, Lucy, and Noelle. And today's topic is, how do men feel when a woman approaches them? Obviously, I'll change the title around down the road. But Milagros, going back to you, going to the opposite direction when a man approaches you, do you have Renee's sentiment? If he's good looking, you happy, but if he's not, you're like, my friends are over there, I better go.
Unfortunately, that first approach is unfortunately based completely on physical attraction, physical attributes, without the opportunity to meet somebody and know what their mind, what their attitudes are, what kind of people they are, their character. All you have to work with is he put together? Does he dress properly? You know, is he attractive? It's all physical.
What kind of shoes does he have?
It's unfortunate. You can't get past that on that first time.
No, that's
all you
understandable.
need is 20 minutes, and in 20 minutes, you know, you're getting a little deeper. You have a few weeks, and now you're into it. Now you know that now you can make your decisions. But those first few minutes, I think, as human beings and as the animals that we are, it's all based on physicality. It's unfortunate because,
well, that's the first thing we see. I mean, it's going to be the physical part. It's going to be what we wearing, what they're wearing.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, that's just, I mean, that's the...
It's a shame because...
It's a shame, but that's the first thing we're going to see anyway, because we don't know how they're going to sound when we speak to them. Are they going to, you know, are they intelligent? Do they have something to say? Can they bring something to the table? But at the beginning, it's the first thing you're going to see for a man, for a woman, and vice versa.
Absolutely. And I think we passed up a lot of potential partners because we don't have an opportunity to get beyond the the externals. So unfortunately, let's see what Noelle has to say.
Well, Noelle said check their shoes out. Noelle said the shoes are important.
Noelle is absolutely right. Hello, how are you?
It says a lot. It's like, okay. You know what I think, though? I mean, obviously looks, but
I'm waiting for you guys. We're going to do the windows, right?
Sometimes they could get overly aggressive, and it's such a rough.
Okay.
You just...
I'm sorry, Milagros, you're still on air, so you gotta lower your voice. So yes, go ahead, Noelle. I'm sorry. What you were saying, please.
I mean, obviously, looks is a big factor, but sometimes you talk to them, and sometimes they're just so aggressive, so annoying, like persistent, that you're literally more so okay, where are my friends? Or I need to get out of here. This is not a comfortable situation.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen where I'm in clubs, or I used to be lounges, and the guys are just, especially when they have a
Animals.
when they
They're
have a few
animals.
when they have a few drinks. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
dude, you're
Yeah.
just looking the bad for the other 99% here, you know. Especially you get touchy feely, you grab, you're like, I mean, I've seen that in all over lounges where guys just get drunk and the poor woman is just trying to get away, and the guy's just like, let me grab you.
And
It
they
just
are
makes it bad.
me. You're here with me. And you're like, no, I want to go talk to my friend. No. And you're like, okay. And then you just got to find a way to get out.
Yeah, listen. I just think at the end of the day, if there's a way, I mean, for men not to, I won't say get intimidated, but just overthink things. It could be a lot easier for us because again, we have that 10-point checklist, and I think the same thing for a woman if they like a guy and the guy could be. But don't forget too, a guy could be shy, and what are you going to do if the guy is shy? Or he's intimidated. They might look at you guys, oh no, she's too cute. Oh, she might be out of my league. Oh, she might have a boyfriend. Again, it's that 10-point checklist that some of us say to ourselves. But I think the biggest thing could be also if the guy is shy. What would you ladies do then?
It's funny because I don't know if it's TikTok or anyway, they show, it says the girls saying, I know he's cheating on me right now. And then they show the men like doing videos with their other friends and they're doing like dance moves or doing really stupid things. And as women, we think one way, and everything you're saying now, how a man is thinking, oh, she probably has a boyfriend, which is exactly what we're thinking. And we're thinking you're on the other side, like, yo, man, we can't be bothered, like, whatever. And meanwhile, you guys are thinking exactly what we're thinking. Probably has a girlfriend. He's not going to like me. Or if I go over and approach him, he's going to, ignore me. So I'm just not even going to. It's
No,
just funny that the same exact thing is going on.
yeah, no, exactly. Rene, if you could just type in your opinion, I'll say it to the crowd because everybody can see it. So type in what you think. I think you said it. You made a great point, Noelle. I think both sexes. Now that you're saying it, we overthink things, and if someone's at a club, yes, are we thinking that they're with someone, or are we thinking they're by themselves? Again, we don't know unless we either one of us approaches each other. Maybe you ask him to dance, you ask her to dance, whatever. I think at the end of the day, again, there's got to be ways that there could be a subtle approach for both sexes, because I'm pretty sure you've heard this, where a beautiful woman you got like you four. Who's to say that the guys are not going to be intimidated by you four? And say, I don't know. Especially when women are in a crowd of 2 or 3 or 4, the guy, in my opinion, has no shot because you're in a crowd. How am I going to get Noelle? How am I going to get Lucy out of that crowd and Lisset or Millie to talk to them one-on-one?
So
It's
what do we
simple.
do? What do we
It's
do,
simple.
Willie? Do we need to like break away and be by ourselves?
At least on
No.
occasion. Well, Lucy says no, but for a guy like me, if I see you 4 and I want to approach one of you, how am I going to do it? You're the gang of 4.
Can I suggest?
Grabbing?
Can I suggest?
Of course.
Okay, so going back to old times, old school, I think the best way to approach someone would be just to ask them to dance. If you're in a club, in
Yeah.
a club, we've all grown up around clubs and we've all gone to clubs to meet people, but I don't think it's really the ideal place to meet someone because you're under the influence. But if you are in a club, that's where you find yourself. I think the best way to approach another person is just to ask them to dance. It's a one-off. One person will ask and the other person will either say yes or no for whatever reason. You don't have to give a reason, just say yes or no. And then if you are a yes, it's an opening for dance and conversation. Even if, Willie, even if like you approach 3 women or 4 women that are together, just ask one to dance and they will say yes or no.
No, good point. Good point. I mean, that's
But what about if we're not in a club that has dancing? You know, you're
At
just
a
in a you're
That's
just in a
another way,
place
yeah.
where it's just, you know, there's no opportunity to dance.
then that's a tough one because then again you're in a crowd. It's like no Lucy said, yeah, that makes sense. If you're in a lounge and there's 3 or 4 of you, yeah, maybe you could ask one of them to dance. But if you're just in a regular bar or in a restaurant, that you know that you could stay by the bar, then what you do? You know,
Mhm.
again, for a guy, if a woman approaches them, again, and I keep on saying this, but it's there's subtle ways, and I'm pretty sure there's subtle ways a guy can approach a woman without the woman thinking, oh God, this guy's gonna hit on me. Again, I guess it depends on the looks of the person and what they're wearing, because like Millie said, the first thing we're gonna see is their outside appearance.
Mhm.
So, first of all, just again, I want to thank Millie, Lucy, Lisset, Rene, and Noelle for being on today's People on Dating show. Today's topic is really, this is a hot button topic, in my opinion, on how does a man feel when a woman approaches them. And I think, I guess it depends on the man when it comes down to it. You know what I mean? It definitely comes down to see how they feel about it. You know, if like Milagro said, if the man is in the hunt, you know, I mean, women hunt too. So
Mm.
Well, women
Mm.
hunt now because we've been given the social license to. But
yeah, it's definitely
that's
different now. Yeah.
And you know what? Men, it doesn't matter that women have the social license to dance. I think men, too many men are turned off by that. They see it as an inappropriate sexual aggression, and they're not interested. You know, that it turns them off. They feel like, you know, chill, like those overly aggressive men that you see in the clubs.
Yeah.
I think men are turned off by that. I think you have to, it's a real balance. You have to show interest without being overly aggressive, but you don't know how that man is going to take, you know, what's that fine line? What is overly aggressive to that man? You don't know. You don't know because you don't know anything about this man. It
Everybody's
could be
different. Yeah.
hi, you know, it could be hi, just saying hello to him, or it could be, you know, something a lot more, you know, a lot more intense. But and you don't know that, and that's where, you know, you're saying it's very hard to approach a woman in a group. You know, with a man, you know, if you have a sense of humor, you have the ability to chit chat. It's always easy to start a conversation with a man. Anybody, including men.
Yeah, I agree.
When you're interested in somebody, there's a different way to go about it, and that's a harder task because you have to figure you're taking yourself, you're putting yourself at risk, taking a chance of rejection because you do something that is inappropriate.
Yeah.
And you would think that the websites would have cured all this because everybody is seeking everybody, but in reality, it hasn't, because on the websites, even there, if you show interest in somebody and you send a nice friendly email, sometimes it's like, geez, you know, like, what does it take? It's hard, you know, even in a place as innocuous and, well, not innocuous, but more, you know, where you're protected by that online distance. It's still an issue.
Yeah, no, I agree. Listen, I mean, nobody said that dating and approaching is easy, because at the end of the day, we nobody wants to be rejected. Some people can handle it easier than others.
Yeah.
Some people are, you know, they could just, you know, swipe it off their shoulder, and some people might, you know, get so upset that their evening is ruined.
I'm gonna go back and burn that club. Yeah, right.
What would be some ways that one would approach another person in a, let's say, restaurant setting? You know, we're at a table of 10 and you know, there's tables of 10 all over the place. You get up, you go to the bathroom, and wow, you see this person that you would like to meet. How do you approach this person?
Man, I mean,
Send him a drink.
That's good.
That's a good one. Send a drink.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, I like to buy, that person a drink.
Mm.
Or you could just
I mean,
pass
you're
by the
really,
table, try to get eye contact and say hello. I don't know. That's another way, but I like to drink better.
you're not really putting yourself out there in front of the group. You're just going to the bar and saying, hey, I'd like to send that person a drink. And if something happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then you didn't lose face in front of your group.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I love
Not that I've
it.
ever done that, but it seems like a good idea.
Remember those movies where they have someone, you write down, hi, I would like to, get your phone number or whatever. You write in the card and then you hand it to the waiter. Hey, give it to that girl
Right.
over there. I think that's cheesy, but it might work. That could be a second
works.
option. It could be a second option.
I was gonna say, you can always like write a note in back of your business card and hand it to the person.
Yeah, exactly. Give it to the waitress or waiter. Hey, can you give it to that girl right there and there? And just have your business card with your information on it.
Right.
I have the approach line.
Was that?
I have the best approach line. It just occurred to me.
Go ahead.
Those are a great pair of shoes.
Ah.
What?
Those
What was
are a pair of shoes.
Those are
Wonder
great pair of
shoes.
shoes.
Pair of shoes.
Noelle and shoes. Well, that
funny
might be
'cause
good.
The one time I went to speed dating, before I went in, there was a gorgeous man at the bar, and I don't have the guts to do it. And I was like, when I finished the speed dating, I'm like, I'm gonna approach him when I walk out of here. He wasn't there, but and he was just at the bar. He was not surrounded by people, and I just didn't have the guts to even approach him.
Yeah.
It's not in our cultural makeup to be aggressive like that. It just isn't. We have to overcome so many taboos and social norms the way we were brought up.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem, because at the end of the day, for both of us, for men and women, it comes down to being not feeling that rejection. I think what you ladies said about maybe dropping off a business card, buying a drink, or maybe the subtle way, like Noelle said, hey, I love your shoes, or I love your hairstyle, or hey, where did you get that blouse or something? I don't know. I mean, those are icebreakers, you can say.
Right, and they still work. They still work. I mean,
Yeah, if there's interest, it'll work.
I agree. If there's interest by the opposite party, yeah, I think it could work.
I always talk about Matthew Hussey.
Okay.
And one thing he said was, what you could do is, say you're getting drinks for your friend, and you see a good-looking guy, and you go up to him and say, I really need your help. I need you to hold these drinks for me while I get this drink to my friend. And he's there holding the drinks. You just go, it's something you could have done yourself, but now you come back and you could strike up a conversation with him now.
Hey, listen, there's always ways, man. Sometimes the movies have it correctly, with a little subtle hints here and there. But listen, I think this is a fascinating topic. And for those of you who are listening, and anybody that wants to leave a comment, what's your best way to approach someone, especially for women approaching men that they're interested in? Leave comments on the YouTube show. Tell us what you think. I'm gonna definitely put this on Facebook. Also, see what comments people come up with. First of all, I want to thank Milagros, Lucy, Lisset, Rene. Even though we didn't get to hear Rene, he did give an opinion. And Noelle. So anyway, guys, I really appreciate you guys being on People on Dating. Until next time, thanks, guys.
Take care,
Thank you.
Willie. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, guys, do you like to be approached by women? What was the outcome? Did you accept it? Did you reject it? Leave a comment below on our YouTube page. Women, do you like to approach men? What was the outcome? Was it good or bad? Also, please leave your comments. And it should be interesting, because this was an interesting topic. Also, guys, please go to our Facebook page It's People on Dating YouTube show. You can find us on Facebook. Please subscribe. Please hang out with us. Leave comments. Anyway, guys, for People on Dating, my name is Willie Morales. Until next time, thanks everybody. Have a great day and please stay safe. Bye.